Welcome to the episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I continue my trek through Love is Blind Season 5, Episode 2. We had so much go down at Episode 1, and we have some couples slowly starting to form. Maybe not. We had a lot of drama go down in the most recent episode, which was quite interesting. I went from really liking one guy to really not liking the guy and really hoping that we are shifting away from this guy. But man, I tell you what, it doesn't go the way that I hoped. But folks, let's dive right back in to Love is Blind Season 5 with Episode 2. We are back and the guys are playing a game asking dudes questions like, would they rather be killed by a shark or an alligator? Look, let me pause. I've been pausing to tell you guys what I would do in these scenarios. In this scenario, I would rather be killed by a shark as well. This is just a factual thing. Sharks are just way cooler. Alligators, whatever. The ladies are trying to figure out what robbing the cradle, like they're saying, what's a cradle? Like somebody, like when somebody's dating younger than them, it's robbing the cradle. Somebody thought it was rocking the cradle. Funny little moment amongst the ladies there. Milton and Lydia are talking. Milton acting like Stevie Wonder over here. Can't see the stuff around him. I'm talking about the cooler that's next to him. He said there's no cooler here, and there's a cooler literally right next to him the entire time. She talks about one of the strongest connections about her, one of her strongest connections, calling things off. Milton said he's willing to listen to her talk about it, but he hasn't been very vulnerable, and it's hard for him. And he says that he can open up today. She breaks down a little bit, asking if she can talk real to him. She said she craves so hard to be loved for who she is. She wants to be seen and valued for who she is. Slay queen. He tells her that she is his strongest connection. She said she got hurt last night, but she has no regrets because she was herself. Slay queen. Go Lydia. Go Lydia. Go Lydia. Milton said he grew up in Japan and it was hard growing up, and finally in high school he had associate's degree straight out of high school. He graduated when I was like 17, jumped into college. Smart guy. He grew up fast, but isn't bold or confident. He said he jokes to keep his feelings on the inside. Same, bro. Milton, me and you, bro. We are like on the same page here, big dog. She said she won't hold his age against him, which was funny. He said he is kind of scared because she is feisty. And she says, uh-oh, you sure you can handle this? And he jokes, puts on his glasses, says, I can now. She falls out of her chair in a hilarious moment. JP and Taylor, she asks about his childhood. He gets quiet and even emotional. He said growing up, his mother was an angry person. She wasn't as bad towards him, but he would take it out on his sisters. She comforts him by this emotion. After this emotional story, he said he's never been more comfortable opening up with anybody. He's never told anybody that. These two exchange I love yous. I would say potentially we have our first couple here, JP and Taylor. All right, Aaliyah is getting talked up in the head about Uchi. Uchi apologized for how he acted. She said, how would she feel how would she feel comfortable saying something moving forward? He said, do you think if moving forward that they would never argue again? Fuck off, bro. He talks about his past, blah, 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 blah. I have a feeling he's trying to save face here. He does. He asks if she forgives him, and she said, yes, of course. To me, there's no way you come back from that. There just isn't. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy here, but there's just no way you come back from that. He says, as long as she's willing to be honest, he won't judge her. That's bullshit. She says, I don't want to lose you either. He says, I just hate it here. They said they don't want to lose each other. I don't know. I just want to throw my freaking computer across the street when I was watching this. Stacy and Izzy are mucking it up, playing miniature golf. She said she's had so much fun with him. She said games keep you young, and so does Botox, which was actually hilarious. He said he was thinking of her naked on the first day because she has a hot voice. Again, that's not the point of the show here. Izzy, get on track, bro. He said he is picturing his future with the connections he's had, and it's been hard. He said he's enjoying the ride with her, and she isn't getting deeply personally with him. She said she can't be with someone that doesn't like to have fun. She said it's hard for her to be vulnerable and doesn't want him to compare her to the other girl. She said she knows what she wants and doesn't care what the other girls have to say. He says he has feelings for Joni and Stacy. Chris is talking to Joni. These two talk about being competitive board games. They talk about a picture of future together. They think they're cute together. I really kind of like them. She says she really likes Chris. She can see a future room, but feels like a fifth grader and has a crush on Izzy. He tells her a lifelong story about how he was a Jehovah Witness meeting his father. He's ready to have family and Christmas. We're talking about Izzy and Joni here. She said she has a strong connection with the other guy, but it's as a friend. And she said she feels more with him, Izzy, that it's him. And he smiles. We're about to get our first engagement, JP and Taylor. We get a little bit of a montage of these two mucking it up through the thing. Take a shot every, and then he said a bunch of sweet things, concluding that he's been looking for his love, looking for the love of his life his entire life, and gets down on one knees and proposed to her. And she says, "I will." Chris is excited to talk to Joni, but she breaks his heart in a million pieces. She doesn't want to be torn between two people anymore. She feels a more emotional connection with someone else. He said he has enjoyed their time together. She's amazing, blah, blah, blah. She said, so do you. Chris breaks down and cries. I'm sad for this guy. He seemed legit. I really liked him. You know, he felt really confident in what they had. He wanted to propose, and he thought he was going to start a life with her. And he just wants to find the person that loves him. There's nothing wrong with that. Chris, I got you, bro. Peace and love, man. Peace and love. I hope you find that love. Our house mother, Lydia, is comforting everyone. I'm here for it. I love her so much. Joni and Izzy time. Joni says she broke it off with her number 2, and he said he heard about it. She said that Chris was the safe option, but Izzy is the only person for him. They both fear seeing each other and rejection. She said that she's in a good place in her life and her past is horrible. Her longest relationship was with someone who was addicted to drugs. She said the only person she ever loved died of an overdose, caused her marriage to go into shambles. She said her ex-husband was a rebound. She doesn't want to make the same mistake again. He is processing this. Interesting enough, she said it was 7 years ago. She carries it with her every day because most people take things for granted. My guy, Izzy, is dead silent. She said, you're quiet. And he said he's just trying to process everything. She said, does that worry you? He says, yes. She said, that's a little concerning because he doesn't want to talk about it. He says, I don't know what to say. Bro, just talk. He asked, do you think anyone could fill the role of her ex that passed away? She said he wasn't a great partner to her. She's capable of being in love again, and that's why she's here. He said, I'm not judging you for it, but I'm feeling like he is learning things that he should have known all along. Fuck off, bro. God. She said she said it shouldn't be a surprise. She said she is falling in love with you. She's laying it all on the line here, like telling this man how much she cares about him. She's being honest about her past. Again, it's her past. God, man, these guys are crazy to me. Like, these girls are laying it all on the line, being honest and sincere. The same thing with Chris, laying it all on the line, telling you things and trying to open doors. And you're just, he said, your past isn't influencing him. That's a lie. She tells him to take the night to think it over. She's beating herself up because she's letting go the one that actually cared. And fuck these guys, like for real. She said it's not to be rude if Izzy pissed. This is where things get a little bit spicy. She said not to be rude if Izzy picks Stacy, he will regret it. He won't be happy with her. Well, damn, Joni was just like dropping bombshells here. Taylor's preparing to meet JP with the ladies kind of proposing. It was just a cute little moment between the two of them. Here we go. She said she had the dream that he had blonde hair, tan skin. Well, I hate to tell you that. That's not him. They keep saying the most amazing people they've ever met. You ain't even met yet. So let's pause right there for a minute. Stop saying it's the most amazing person I ever met. Most amazing person I've ever talked to, maybe. But of course, right before we get the big reveal, the two of them, they break to episode 3. So that's it for the first portion of the podcast here. I'm dropping episodes. Each episode will get its own recap on the YouTube channel, while over here on the podcast platform, I will be dropping episodes in bunches. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I will talk to you guys very soon.